Enjoyed this open mic. I am co-hosting with the wonderful, the powerful, the great One Single Rose. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for my co-host.
Hey y'all!
So it's Martin Luther King Day. How y'all feeling? We are here to celebrate his legacy and everything that he done to fight the injustices that have plagued black men here in America for the longest. And we are here to just absolutely have a great time. We got an open mic set up that is going to be absolutely phenomenal. But before we get into that, there's a couple of rules that we got to go over. Rule number one, if you have a cell phone, Android, Apple, iPhone, 2, 3.
Historical Sites Committee. They have been doing this for the past 6 years. And we have been here with them for the past 6 years. What was supposed to be one open mic has turned into 6, and that's a testament to you guys coming out and showing your support and love for the Historical Sites Committee. So we thank you guys for that.
Absolutely. We cannot thank you all enough. If I live to be 1,000, I do not think I can thank you enough for your support and just spread the word. So next year, let's make this even bigger. So we have to move to, like, I don't know, Fishing Theater, I don't know, the Palace, I don't know. Let's just make this a grand celebration, all right? So, what you think? Should I just start things off? I should go ahead.
I think you should do a piece.
Do something?
Yeah, I think you should do a little something.
I'm gonna do a little something. I got the perfect song. Yeah, I think I'm gonna last year I started off with a poem. This time I'm starting off with a song. And when the night turns cold and the stars look down and you hug yourself on the cold, cold ground, you wake the morning in a stranger's cold. No one would you see. You ask yourself, who will watch for me? My only friend, who could it be? It's hard to say it, I hate to say it, it's probably me. When your belly is empty and the hunger's so real, you're too proud to beg, too dumb to steal. You search the city for your only friend. No one would you see. You ask yourself, who could it be? A solitary voice speaking out set me free. I had to say it. It's hard to say it. Probably me. You're not the easiest person I've ever got to know, and it's hard for us both to let our feelings show. Some would say I should let you go your way. You'll only make me cry. But if there's one guy, just one guy, who will lay down his life for you and I. It's hard to say it, it's hard to say it, it's probably me. Oh, 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 when the world's gone crazy and it makes no sense, there's only one voice that comes to your defense. When the jury is out and your eyes search the room, the only friendly face is all you need to see. Whoa, there's just one guy, Just one guy who will lay down his life for you and I. It's hard to say it. It's hard to say it. It's probably me. It's hard to say it. It's hard to say it. It's probably me. Oh, it's hard to say it. It's hard to say it, but it's probably me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I would lay down my life. I would lay down my life for you. Oh, oh, oh. It's hard to say it. Hard to say it. It's hard to say it. It's hard to say it. Whoa, hard to say it. Oh, it's hard to say it. But it's probably me. It's probably me. It's probably me. Whoa, it's probably me. Thank you. This open mic is about expression. This open mic is going to be about love. So, when I bring somebody up to this stage, I need everybody's participation because I'm just remiss because before I bring up my next artist, I don't know why and how, which is crazy. I don't even know how I forgot. My co-host is outstanding. She's astounding. She's just a grand, world-class artist. I can't think of anybody who's been around the world and has stunned audiences all over the world. She has been in plays, she has been on records, she has done videos. This is an outstanding artist. It gives me the greatest of honor and great pleasure to present to you all my co-host for tonight, One Single Rose.
Give it up for Thomas one more time. Y'all all right today? Yes. Today we are celebrating the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This is 50 years today. Give it up for yourselves for coming out and celebrating. We thank you for coming to the Detroit Historical Museum to celebrate with us because there are so many different Junior. So I'm going to sing this song for you guys today since we started off with song. I'm going to follow Thomas's lead. We get into the poetry a little bit later if that's all right. How can we have peace on these Detroit streets when there's none at home? How can we have understanding in the land when there's none in the woman and there's none in the man? How can we heal the wounds of the world if we cannot heal our wrong? Where does this peace on earth begin if not in the home? Where do we go now? Do we let the devil win, or do we get up and fight? Surely we know how to conquer all our fears, putting in an end to the tears. How can we heal the wounds of the world if we cannot heal our own? Where does this peace on earth begin, if not in the home? Well, too many talk about it, too many walk without it. Tell me, where is the love? Where is the God in your life? To my left, a woman's abusing her children. To my right, somebody's beating their wife. Tell me, where is the love? Where is the God in your life? How can we heal the wounds of the world if we cannot heal our own?
Yeah!
We ain't here.
That's what I'm talking about. And as much encouragement as possible. Mr. James Knowles, I need you. John Knowles, I can't read. DPS. John Knowles, where you at? Come on, get this love. Everybody, let's give him the love and encouragement he deserves. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, is it okay if I get over here? You know, at that age, I can't remember everything anymore.
It's okay. I need you some space.
Okay, some space.
Everybody.
All right.
See. In here.
There we go. There we go. All right.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, let me say good afternoon to everybody, and it's certainly a pleasure to be with you on such a beautiful, beautiful day, a celebration of Dr. King. And I just wanted to share with you that I was one of those disciples back in 1963 that marched down Woodward Avenue with my family, my mother, my father, my sister, and we went all the way to Cobo Hall and heard his speech, I Have a Dream. That was the first time that he did that speech, before it even happened in Washington. They did it right here. So I'm one of those disciples, Dr. King. I want to do a piece this afternoon. I fumbled through some things that I thought might be apropos. This poem is called Change is a-Coming. My heart is dying while my soul is crying from my own birthplace. I knew I cried from my mother's womb, but is that a reason to die from my own innocence of being at the wrong place at the wrong time, or being at the wrong place at the right time? Will my distant cries for justice be heard? Will it take the unearthing of my ancestors to unearth the truths where justice did not prevail? Will my soul continue to be blanketed with lies that still cover the truth? Will the oppressors continue to wash their hands, wash the blood from their hands, so no one will see or smell the stench from the wounds that they inflicted? Will hate continue to be your guide? Will the chains of your inhumanity to man shackle your own voice of change? Or will the trust that you say you need from the untrusted be viewed, feared, and viewed again and again with that cautious eye? So with all that has been endured, is there something to be said about those glorious words? that still echo in the hearts of our founding fathers, that we are all in a never-ending battle for our lives, liberties, and the pursuit of our happiness. Change has always come, and if you God-fearing white folks really believe, you will truly begin to do unto others as you would have others do unto you, because change is a-coming. It's been an honor. Thank you.
Change is a-coming. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to make change? Yeah, so am I. And that's what we're here doing today. We're making change, one word at a time. Our next featured act, poet, phenomenal wordsmith, coming to the stage. I'm so glad that he is here today because I haven't heard him in such a very long time. He is a phenomenal writer, and his name is Untitled the Writer. And you'll see why he's untitled as he comes to the stage. Give it up for Untitled!
Tell you something happy. I wanted to tell you freedom and equality and hope, and that a man's dream doesn't stain the balcony of the Lorraine Motel. Because we're living it. Because Barack Obama. Because Oprah Winfrey. But I would be lying. Winning is always an exception to the rule. Dr. King, 50 years later, they are still trying to assassinate your legacy. They still call it a struggle, as if doing something that you love isn't easy. It's still newspaper, black and white, as if your message wasn't for everyone. They still hate everyone who isn't white and male and rich. And now we have border walls and tiki torch parades. You know the ones with the white sheets, except there's nothing to hide anymore. Not in this America. I think Dr. King would remind us respect and to get along and to stand up in the face of hatred. And he would tell us that we are still broken until we recognize how much we still need to heal. Thank you. This poem is called Orange Sorbet. White privilege is being white and not having to understand why everyone around you is unhappy. It is not racism. It is disharmonious silence for the value of all lives when black ones become the subject matter. It is Fox News. It is watching Fox News. It is watching Fox News and accepting anything that they report with credence. It's having black friends. And then saying that you have black friends, as if that were some sort of validation. I know you've wanted to say it while listening to Nicki Minaj or Kendrick Lamar. Go ahead. Let it be your white lie, little dark secret. I know that you don't mean anything malicious by it. It's just curiosity. Say it. Say the word nigga. Let it Uncoil from your tongue like rope. Say it coarse. Say it corpse. Let it snap like the branches when you spring 400 years of oppression from a tree. Let it pop like cap gun triggers. Let it be harmless. Let it be punchline. Let it be stolen lyric from a song that you can't really relate to. Something you can only say amongst your white friends. This is not appropriation. It is Miley Cyrus twerk video appropriate. It is 6th grade choir whip and nay-nay, alienate yourselves like Donald Trump speeches, like bad hair and orange cans. That is our problem. Orange is not the new black. Orange is not the new black. Orange is the same black Troy Davis died in. It is O.J. Simpson black, Tupac Shakur, Huey P. Newton black, Black Panther, Malcolm Little black, Black Muslim Autobahn Theater after the smoke cleared black. Orange is not the new black. Orange is a death sentence. White privilege is seeing The Green Mile starring Tom Hanks. How many people have seen that? White privilege is seeing The Green Mile starring Tom Hanks and forgetting that the movie is about the execution of an innocent black man. How easily are we forgotten? How easily do questions become resistant? Sandra Bland, as you lay there, concrete cold, quiet as Jordan Davis's heartbeat when the music stopped. I wonder if you ever feared being the next Mike Brown, like raising your voice was safer than raising your hands, because our hands are dangerous even in the universal symbol for surrender. Ask Diallo if there was a riot in his wallet when they asked for his ID, or if a child in the toy aisle of a store is as menacing as a gang member in a dark alley is menacing enough to justify fear. Is it menacing to be the polar opposite whiteness? It is a privilege to never have to ask yourselves the question in the first place. But it all stems from money. That's what it all comes from. It's not us. It's not us. So, this is the placebo. Somewhere in America, a soldier hugs a rifle. Delicately. Like the American dream was something easily broken, like sleep, like comfort. They caress that rifle like a mistress, praying that no one learns of their adultery. Somewhere in a dingy motel is a woman who loved art. I have seen the battlefield in her eyes. She recreates the Grand Canyon on her wrist as if escape were less than permanent. A cell phone flash later encapsulates her dignity, her beauty, and her addiction. Somewhere the media has forgotten a shoeless boy receives his first book. He hides it like a treasure in a tin box containing a wrinkled postcard, lying atop bus fare to refuge, the ragged ear of his first teddy bear and a singed remnant of what was once his left arm. Somewhere in America, a soldier is trying to remember how to hug their child, trying to remember how to love something warm. The spouse sees the waning love in his wandering eyes. Somewhere in America, a little boy is dying over shoes, dying to have his mother back from a drug-induced coma, trying to silence the metronome of his decision-making as if he had choices small enough to fit on a gram scale. How much does a life weigh? Does it balance? Ask a mother whose sons will never come home. What kind of a drug must you be on that you can't feel the pain of others? I want to understand that kind of numb. Feel the type of clean on my hands when I can send a boy to war but fear touching a homeless veteran. I want to hear the music. What kind of ear makes the sound of souls breaking free of flesh beautiful, acceptable? Collateral damage from being served and protected. Tell them the truth. America is a placebo. Medicine for a terminal disease called hope. Tell them that your comfort is based on the backs of their labor. That sacrifice is someone else's blessing. Tell them that you're blessed. America is beautiful and we can make her great again. Industry and economy will drown the voice of America's conscience so you can remind them voting is a privilege, peace is a privilege, education is a privilege. Tell them why your children don't attend public schools and that closed borders make America safer. As if our founders weren't terrorists, weren't insurrection, as if manifest destiny was something other than genocide. Give us your drugs, and your media, and your leaders. Silence our voices. Tell us that you can't hear our problems, that in the land of the blind, the deaf man is king. Tell us we are the disease and you are the cure, and that you are trying to make America great again, as if lofty dreams were not built on foundations of the dead.
Let that marinate for a second. That was heavy. Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time, show your love for Untitled. About a year, maybe about a year and a half ago. But since I've known him, he's had an extreme passion for writing, poetry. He's been through a lot of trials in his life. And that's where he draws a lot of his poetry from. I'm so glad that he's here tonight. I haven't seen him in a while. You might be able to catch him on the street, grab a couple of oils from him somewhere. You know, you never know. But this brother, I respect him highly. I respect him greatly. Ladies and gentlemen, please show as much love as you can. Let's bring it all the way to the roof. And let's give it up for Ken MC.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? Ooh, feel good to be back in the flow of things. I miss y'all too. I'm honored to be here on this great day, you know, honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. A lot of my stuff that both these poems was inspired by him. You know, when I wrote these poems, I was thinking about him. And it's an honor to be able to do this. Thank you, Rose and Thomas. You know, thank the Detroit Historical Museum for hosting this event. And this first piece is called No Clue. I didn't know I was a poet. I didn't know that my mind would mine the other minds of minds and find gold there. Leave platinum dust and elephant tusks as offerings to my fellow gods. I didn't know that the beatings would be building blocks, that the murder would be meaningful, that the rape would be restoration, that the pain would serve a purpose, that the neglect would be nourishment. I didn't know that I would feed the hungry. Are you hungry for the truth? If so, take my body and eat. I didn't know that I was anointed. I didn't know that those whoopings with those extension cords would send electricity through my back, up my spine, down my arms, out my fingers on this page, out my mouth to your ears to bring tears to water your spirit. You just hear it. There's life in these words. I didn't know that my hurt would be healing, that my abandonment would be acceptance, that my addiction would be my deliverance. I didn't know that behind the gang banging and crack smoke lied the genius. I didn't know that my curse would be my gift, or that my affliction would cause friction, creating static shock waves through the minds of the brain-dead masses. Are you thirsty for knowledge? If so, take this cup. This is my blood. Drink. I didn't know I would die 1,000 deaths for others to live. I didn't know I would carry my cross for 13 years and be shot and be stabbed and be hung and be strung out on a pole in the cold and be told that this was training. I didn't know I had to be tried through the fire to acquire the necessary skills to lead my people out this dark and dreary land. I didn't know I was a leader. I didn't know that this sequence of tragedy was a strategy designed by the divine creator of the cosmos. I didn't know I was more than a conqueror. I didn't know that I would use swords and shields and stakes and breastplates to change fates of the fallen and forgotten. I didn't know that my turmoil would be my triumph, that my bondage would be my breakthrough. Everyone around me knew it. Everyone but me. I simply had no clue. Thank you. The gentleman that was up here doing the announcing earlier, when he was doing the quizzes and everything, he said something that I didn't know. He said when Dr. King did that last speech, someone said that he was doing his own eulogy, or this is actually my eulogy. And I drove this from my experience of listening to Dr. King and his legacy. And we all want to leave a legacy. I know I want to leave a legacy, something for my sons and my daughter to look up to. Something that someone has something good to say about Ken. When I leave here. This is what I wrote. What will they say about me? Hopefully they will say that he was a poet, that he was a man, that he was a man that changed his mind and changed his mind and changed his mind until he changed his reality. Always giving up until he gave up on that too. And then he began to give in to the will that's within and without a doubt. That was his defining moment. That he bit off more than he could chew purposely. That his hunger to shine light on the world was never satisfied, that he died living, that he died giving of himself until he was naked. Standing naked in his truth for the whole world and seeing witness that a man can change. That his faith wavered and it was broken. That he clawed at the feet of his Messiah only to go home and eat the blood that clotted beneath his fingertips. That he asked for mercy and it was given. That he was a repeat offender and he atoned.
Nobody needs me at this point.
What will they say about me? That he was gorgeous. Sculpted in his father's image, heavenly and earthly, masculine, but just feminine enough to shed a tear in the presence of a lady. That he was forthcoming. That the truth was his bathwater and he bathed in it daily to a fault, they would say. That he told the racists they were racist even if their skin was melanin. That he kicked down doors, feet shod with the preparations of the gospel of peace. That he burst through barriers with dynamite in his backpack, taunting them to build the barriers again. That he was a demolition man. That Mount Everest at 29,029 feet was his footstool. That he danced with the gods all night until he fell asleep on heaven's pillows. That he stood in Atlas's place and held the world on his shoulders, a burden he proudly bore until he laid it down at the feet of the Almighty. That he surrendered daily to get the victory at night. That he grew up in. That he placed his childish things inside of his toy chest and locked it and threw both it and the key into the sea. That he grew up and grew out. Outside the confines of Linwood Avenue, that he obliterated the meaning of real nigga, that he was a real nigga, that he had more paw than pocket his blood. That he seen death around the corner and still posted up serving $5 hits of fortitude. That he was a pusher man. That he was the accelerant to feed the flame, to set his people on fire again. And that is what they'll say. about me. Thank you.
Give it up one more time for Ken MC. What y'all gonna say about him when it's over? It's important. You never know what your birth date and then that dash in between and then your death date. What are people gonna say about you in that dash? Is it gonna be all love? Is it gonna be positivity? Or are they just gonna dog you because you was just a dog in this life? Okay? We want to live and be our best and do our best and project our best. Thank you so much for sharing that, Ken. That was real. Give it up for him one more time. Our next featured poet of the afternoon. She is another phenomenal writer. She is a host of an open mic every Thursday night. And I have come to adopt her into my family as my niece. Because she's such an amazing spirit, and you guys will hear from her right now. Give it up for Afe. Afe.
Hey, peace, y'all. Peace, Rose, Thomas. Thanks for putting this together. Definitely the Historical Museum, peace to the artists before me. I'm just here to share some words. It's a very, very special day. I hold it dear in my heart. Even though we still fighting, the fight is never gonna be over. But I look at it at a positive angle. It's something for us to do, something to give us some motivation, to keep striving, keep sticking together. It's all about unity, growth in the community, moving in love, moving in peace, just giving back whatever you can give back. If it's a smile, give it a smile. If you can give $1, give $1. But just give something. You know, reach out to the babies, reach out to the community, reach out to the elders, share your knowledge and pick up some knowledge along the way too. All right, this is Justice for All. All lives matter. Black lives matter. Irish lives matter. Black lives matter. Russian lives matter. Black lives matter. German lives matter. Black lives matter. Italian lives matter. Black lives matter. We identify with a color instead of a country, a continent instead of a heritage, a movement instead of a village. You can go back home. We're still trying to trace our roots, plucking fruit off of branches, hoping to feed ourselves and our families, calling ourselves black, because our lives have been covered with dark matter since birth, since being called black as dirt, tar babies, nappy head, African, as if that was a bad thing. Black as midnight, but powerful like moonlight. Black as a shadow, black as blackface, black as if your black life doesn't matter. All lives matter. Penguins matter, and goldfish too. We don't fight to save the tigers, then wonder what the house cats will do. When people say Black Lives Matter, that doesn't discount you. It means Black Lives Matter, like Black Lives Matter too. Like they seem to never do until we give a reaction. Then it's Black Lives Matter, like affirmative action or project housing, because that's just what it is, a project, an experiment with kids. Diagrams and poster boards, first and second place rewards, group leaders like project managers, managers of the projects, making sure there's no property damage, but the property hasn't been managed yet. Black Lives Matter, like black mold in your place. Civil liberties disappear like black holes in outer space. Black Friday, black skin, black on black crime is the furthest thing from my mind when a purpose for black life is so difficult for the system to find. Unless it's serving the system within those walls we're behind, then it's Black Lives Matter, like 5 cents on a dime or 50-cent donations on a safari vacation, 50 cents a day. Is that all that is taken? to raise us. 50 cents a day is what the company will pay us. And we're supposed to sit back and wait for someone else to save us, for someone to decide that all lives include black lives and we're more than sports and musical gold mines. Sign your name on the bold, black line, black ink. Don't think, don't read, don't ask. Black lives are like good guys because they both finished last. Black like hashtags, black like black fists, black like black love does exist, black like black lives matter. I'm gonna try to put this mic down. Y'all just tell me if y'all can hear me or not. Okay. Auntie Rose said no. Yeah, I was gonna do it. I challenge their opinions. I know that they make these blanket statements to cover up your greatness, to pull the wool over resting eyes. And I'm not surprised that their plan has worked for some. See, ignorance isn't the equivalent to dumb, but comfortable leads to numb, and some of us are so out of touch we don't feel anything but ourselves. Making it difficult to recognize a man when we don't even know what a woman is. Spending more time with your pockets than your personality, you are more than a weekly salary or monthly income. You are more than a tax refund, and I find fun in researching your history and discovering the meaning of your name. Because for me, it's the same as God, Allah, Jehovah, Buddha, Jah, Elohim, and above everything, you were created in the image of perfection.
Rewind.
But I find more fun in researching the history of your name. Because for me, it's the same as God, Allah, Jehovah, Buddha, Jah, Elohim, and above everything, you were created in the image of perfection. I count ex-boyfriends like a blessing and the future like the present because you are a present similar to the gift I receive each year when I see another birthday. I cry out for you in times of distress. I look for you in moments of weakness. I see heaven in your eyes and hell is what you experience daily, turning trials into parables and tribulations into songs. You are greater than a disciple. You are more like a prophet torn between the African drum and the gospel song. Realizing that you can't remain on the fence forever, you remove your shirt and bear your cross. Willing to die and if possible come back to life so that you will be praised instead of enslaved for the next 2,000 years. If they can refer to God as the man upstairs, then you must be his roommate, sharing the same space. The cleanliness of your soul sits next to his godliness, making you whole, and I am simply a piece of your majestic presence. I am a human sacrifice, not fearing the afterlife, because I know I will eternally reside with you. Peace, y'all. Thank you.
O-M-G. This side of the room. O-M-G. This side of the room. O-M-G. Everybody together. O-M-G. Was that not great or was that not great? Let's give them one hand one more time. This next individual, I'm about to call up to this microphone. Shout out to my cousin. He knows who he is. Peace and love, bro. Shout out. I see him sitting there. Let me tell y'all something about this next individual about to come before you. We affectionately call him the mayor of poetry here in the Detroit city.
Oh my God.
I can even express how supportive he is to all the artists in this city, all the open mic poetry venues. He selflessly does this without pay. He gets, all the accolades that he gets is not even enough. His poetry alone covers so many different spectrums of life and thought and emotions that it's just, he's just a very powerful and impactful poet. He's a great father. He's just one of my best friends in real life. I love this poet. I love this man. And you all are definitely in for a treat. Some people call him Black Toriano.
I didn't know who you was talking about when you was going there right there. Who you talking about? Welcome everybody, show some love for yourselves. And let us show honor on MLK Day. Show some love to Martin Luther King. All right, I'm gonna get into some peace. This one is called We Are the Dream. We are the dream, the evolution of equality and civil rights, the vision of the shackle breakers, the answered prayers to the Creator for a better life, the bigger picture that our oppressed slaves kept their eyes on through cattle slavery strife. We are the promise that prompted Twisted Sonic in the Willie Twin Lynch letter. But through the abyss of our oppressors, we emerge as our people's light. For we are the muse of the freedom writers who freestyle for the equalities with tolerance, courage, and might. We are the melody and old Negro spiritual harmonies that guided runaways who sought after the Northern Star. The survival techniques and the preparations of hem hocks, greens, and pig feet. Soul food that nurture our soul to steadfast and raise the bar. We are the 3/4 that was subtracted from our ancestors within the Constitution of the United States. The legacy of the sun drinkers that overcame our nation of bigotry, ignorance, and hate. We are the necessary and by all means necessary Malcolm X. We are the progress. Without struggle, there is no progress, Frederick Douglass. Freedom is never given, it is won, Randolph. The cost of liberty is less than the price of repression, DeVos. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them, Maya Angelou. The time is always right to do what is right, Martin Luther King. We are his dream and past generations of others who share. Move into another piece. I'm tired of black on black crime while education and financial opportunity in our inner cities decline. I'm tired of public services and law enforcement treating people in our community like we are third-class citizens by the Creator's design. I'm tired of overzealous officers acting violently possessed, hoping to pull over minorities that show signs of resistant arrest. I'm tired of narcissistic, materialistic, social media celebrities molding our generation with the propaganda and unrealistic ideologies, trying to influence in our everyday reality. I'm tired of seeing greed sow their sinful seeds, grooming others to make money, merchandise, and mayhem their idols in the air that they breathe. The ways of the wicked wrongfully willing our way to the path of destruction. Corrupt politicians and corporations steady tax break pimping, always trying to get something for nothing. I'm tired of terrorists creating terror in religious factions while used with their sick and twisted kamikaze actions, trying to propel our countries in a civil uproar, leading with the ignorance of their discrimination, using biblical scriptures and manipulations to bait us into a holy war. I'm tired of hate mongers showcasing message of brutality and hate while using their ill malicious intents behind the Constitution of the United States. I'm tired of hearing the chants of Black Lives Matter only after the caught on video sadistic actions of a trigger-happy cop. I'm tired of many doing something, nothing, waiting for somebody else to do something, and wonder why the vicious cycle of the world never stops. I'm tired of Negroes always knowing the songs of Kendrick Lamar and J. Lock Electronica, but can't name 5 countries in the continent of Africa.
Oh, rewind.
I'm tired of many knowing I've lost my place. I'm tired of Negroes knowing all the songs of Kendrick Lamar and Jay Electronica, but can't even name 5 countries in the continent of Africa. I'm tired of people calling Africa a country when it's the continent of Africa. I'm tired of black folks being niggas for the fulfillment of the Willie Lynch dream, athletes and MCs making it out of the hood, but rather invest all their money into expensive cars and bling, acting like it's a moral sin to invest in your community. I'm so tired of this presidential redneck orange thing being a petty hate provider while grabbing women's vaginas, trying to build hate over everything. I'm tired of being sick and tired to the point I want to scream, wake up world. A new era in our age must come. A new era must come before the death of us as a whole comes to fruition. Peace out. I got one more and I'm gonna get out of here. This is a self-love piece. This is called Black Beautiful. I love my black skin. It colors reflects the richness of soul when growth and creation began. And my heart transcends to love of my skin. For my ancestors to me, I was blessed. God's first gardeners in his garden of Eden, through his glorious will we was birthed. Kings, queens, and pharaohs, my complexion represents the earth. My melon sings sweet melodies to my soul about my ancestors' lives and journeys and the stories that went untold. So society unfold these curriculum codes on how to denounce ourselves. To dictatorship foes with enough hatred to disclose the greatness that we have within ourselves. False teaching assassins sanctioned by Anglo-Saxons that mortalize the true and hide their lies. They hinder our unity, trying to destroy our black beauty, destroying our future right before our eyes. Tales of our legacy show we are the lords of human destiny from when Adam and Eve was first paired. The DNA in me that lives brings the world's first native. So let it be told to those that's unaware. Let it be my decadent black essence to be bared as the blueprint of civilization. My pigmentation and where my long mane is stationed were the first uniforms of civilization. For my deluded peers when these abusive nations tortured my peoples with chains, trying to hinder our unity, destroy our black beauty, make it feel the life we lived was in vain. Cattle slave in our ebony essence, to enlist us to be their slaves. Blood, sweat, tears, and fears, our deluded peers rather to pay us in pain. But even I'm locked up or being tortured or being maimed, I still not off my blackness for the greatness that it contains. You see, my black beauty bangs the footsteps of Hannibal. Before ignorance labeled the jigaboos and cannibals, saying that we descended from animals. You see, my black essence is not turning defiant. Ida B. Wells and Harriet Tubman reliant. Martin Luther King was standing. Malcolm X and the Deacon for defense defending. Wool hair, bronze skin, that is the beautiful skin that we're in. Behind some of the world's greatest accomplishments proudly stood our race of kin. The authors of strength and power, this is the beautiful skin that we're in. You see, I love my black skin. It colors reflects the richness of soil when growth and creation began. And my heart transcends the love of my skin. From my ancestors to me, I was blessed. If you are my people of any color or hue, I just asked upon you this one request. Adore the beautiful skin that you're in. Have a love affair with your colored self. Peace out.
Give it up one more time for Caesar. If you're loving the skin you in, let me hear you say yeah. Yeah. One more time, one more yeah. Yeah. We got some visitors from out of town in the audience. I see Ty Allen is here all the way from New York. getting on the mic then. Are you guys still having a good time? Yes, we have some phenomenal, we have more phenomenal features and more phenomenal open micers and more phenomenal performers coming up to give you a few pieces of themselves. Coming to the mic is a slam champion. He performs all over the nation. He is a slam coach. If you want to know anything about slam, the time, the PSI, how much time you get on stage, what you're supposed to do when you get up here, you ask this man, he will tell you because he is a slam champion. Give it up for Deontay Osayande.
Hey everybody. How y'all doing? Y'all having a good time tonight? Yeah. Alright, cool. I'm gonna kick a couple of poems and then get out of y'all way. But I'm the host of Freshwater Wordsmiths, the only certified slam here in Detroit, Michigan. We're having our finals this Thursday at Daysay. So please come out. It's only $10.
Only $10?
But yeah, and they say on Joseph Campo, if y'all don't know, if you need to know more information about that.
Yeah, the combo, if you literally correct.
Yeah, what both of them said. Yeah, 10 of our poets in the city are competing for 5 spots to represent Detroit at the National Poetry Slam in Chicago this year. So clap it up for that. At the Rust Belt Midwest Regional Poetry Slam, which is a huge stress for me, but the largest regional poetry slam in the Midwest. I'm actually running it. It's going to be here in Detroit, Michigan, June 1st and 2nd this year. So come out. We're trying to make all the events, if not free, only $5.
Only $5?
I know. Because listen, the struggle is real. We understand that the struggle is real and that people gotta pay for their child support and everything, so we try to help you out. But listen, I'm trying to help you. Help me help you. Good looking. But with that, the question I always get asked when I go out of town, is Detroit coming back? And I answer, what planet are y'all from? Yeah, it's coming back for white supremacists, like the rest of the stage, like the rest of the country. Downtown Detroit is so whitewashed you can taste the bleach in the air. Invited themselves to the cookout when they don't know anybody there. Our skin absorbs the same thing as plants, but y'all, it burns. So again, I ask, what planet are you from? Because this whole solar system been ours. It's a huge hurricane on the surface of Jupiter, but have you ever heard of Irma, Sandy, Katrina? It rains diamonds on Neptune, but have you ever heard of black people not being from where there are diamonds? We both formed from the pressure. You see, our governor got an artificial spine, has to repair himself, but black don't crack. We're basically immortal. The only thing that kills us is you. So again, I ask, what planet are you from? Kwame got 30 years, but the last time I checked, he didn't poison anybody. Let y'all tell it. That's justice. See, y'all be a plague. It's no wonder you call it germinating, but the Germans don't even support the Nazis no more like y'all do. So again, I'm asked, is Detroit coming back? Yeah. For white supremacists, who are probably from, I don't know, Pluto or something. You know? Always small, overcompensating for something. Always trying to be far away from something which shines, like the sun, like us. Thank you. All right. So, I guess this will come come as a SHAQ, I don't know. But I'm a English professor at Wayne County Community College. Shouts out to that. And my semester actually starts tomorrow, so you know, I had one more day before I had to teach everybody, and I was like, listen, let me come out here and try to spit some words, try to share some with my people. Because the fight that Dr. King fought for and so many civil rights leaders fought for is still going on today, contrary to what they'll try to have you believe. You know, we still need to fight for our equal rights. But with that, I've got books for sale. They're only $15.
Only $15?
I know, that costs a lot, but like, I need to eat. So help me help y'all. So here's a copy of my book right here. You can get the copy for only $15. But love is free. So just come back, holla at me. You can get a hug for free $99. And I'm about to do this poem from my book. I teach poetry as a means of survival to endangered species. My black students laugh wildly in the classroom, but when I ask them to write what mask they would wear, they grow silent as a forest nobody hears, wondering what change of face will help them live long. My students write about their personal disappointments, about how they're a generation of premature martyrs, how their skin is this weird hybrid camouflage, how nobody seems to notice them until they're dead. They know their lives are being treated like fields of grass. Nobody says they have a problem with them being cut short. They're becoming the foundations of gardens. Black girls and boys being buried before blossoming, broken bodies bearing bullets burrow beneath their bones. I know why they have trust issues instead of trust funds. Nobody is banking on their survival. They are not safe. I know what it feels like to be a generation drowning in silence. I know how it feels to be a generation disappearing when we are dying. My face is a mask. It fools my mirror, tells it I'm older, as if that means I'm a survivor. I own the man I am underneath, the one that hears the horrifying sound of endangered children falling like forests. I know how a shotgun on a porch because then a young girl asking for help, silent. I know how a pistol on a watchman can choke a young boy's sweet tooth on his own blood. I know our classroom is just a reservation. Outside, we're considered big game by people with guns who call us a threat. I teach my students everything I know in these poems, as if I'm not still on the run with them. Thank you.
All right now, English professor. Teach them everything I know, as if I'm not on the run with. That line gets me every single time. Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time, give it up for Deontay Osiranda. This next woman coming up to this stage, to this podium, she's got something to say. And she deserves our deepest and most sincere attention. Our ears are worth gold to her right now. Because what she has to say is going to sparkle. It's coming from her soul. It's coming from no place. It's coming from a place that's very pure and it's wonderful. And I'm so glad she decided she wanted to be a part of this open mic today. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you all to bring it all the way beyond the roof. Let's give it up for Jamel Berry.
Hi, Thomas Williams. Hi, One Rose. Detroit Historical Museum, girl, okay? I grew up, I was born in Montgomery, Alabama in 1965. and we came to Detroit. I grew up in the household, not with a mother and father. I grew up in the household with the city of Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay.
So, what I want to give you today is voices from the past. I'm outspoken, so I speak. Downtrodden, but not weak. I'm an outcast, so I seek to understand why. I shall not be moved. I've been chained and shipped, but I didn't sink. Sprayed by hoses, brought to the brink. Bit by dogs, but somehow you think I understand why. I shall not be moved. From this city, from this street, from this bus, from this seat, from the ruling Congress floor to the towering White House door, I shall study war no more. So they marched across this land, Martin and Walter Reuther hand in hand, for every woman, for every man. Peace and solidarity, the Statue of Liberty, does it stand in this nation, in this land? I shall not be moved. Let freedom ring at this place, at this time, with this rhythm, with this rhyme. Let freedom ring. And I just want to do one more. If you can imagine voices from the past, if you can imagine being on a slave ship and somebody just came and got you from your crib and you shackled up, or you going shopping and you seeing your peeps getting sprayed with hoses and bit by dogs. And lonely night, oh what a dark night. Here's a reflection of my soul. Happiness has taken flight upon the grassy knoll. Freedom, it seems to be my one true desire, yet my heart seems to rest inside a lake of fire. What shall I do to reflect upon these losses that has transpired? They keep telling me to wait the allotted time, but if I wait, I shall expire. My gift of love seemed far away, lost, milled, and mired, but still I love in all the sense of my heart, true desire, whatever. Thanks, y'all. Thanks, One Rose.
I love the love. Give it up for Jamel one more time, y'all. It's always good to hear words from people who lived at the time that we're celebrating right now. Because I could not even imagine. I don't think I would have lasted long because I got a slick mouth and a slick tongue, and somebody tell me to do something I ain't trying to do, I ain't trying to do. So it's, the struggle is still real. We're still struggling. And although we think that we're living in a different time, unfortunately, it's getting just a smidge better. And every year it gets a smidge better, but it's not where it needs to be. So thank you guys for coming out to celebrate. Thank you so much for that, Jamel. That was dope. Give it up for her one more time. So, on Thursday, February 22nd, 2018, from 6 to 9 p.m. at this historical museum, there will be Jazz on the Streets of Old Detroit featuring jazz guitarist Dennis Coffey. Dennis, are you here today? He's not here today, but he will be here on February 22nd from 6 to 9 p.m. Tickets are $15 in advance, $20 at the door, and you can make your purchase at the DetroitHistorical.org or call them directly here at 313-833-0277. All attendees will be entered into a drawing for special door prizes, and the admission includes light refreshments. If you don't know where the streets of Old Detroit are, they are directly behind the auditorium, and as soon as you walk down, you'll be walking in the streets of Old Detroit. So it's absolutely free for you to check that out today. So feel free to go ahead and tour the museum. It's totally open. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, we like free. Free is good. So we have a few more open mic performers, and we have a few more featured performers as well. But right now we're gonna change it up just a little bit. We got some jokey jokes on deck right now. We got JD the Smile Hustler. He is here to provide a little comic relief on MLK Day. Give it up for JD the Smile Hustler.
Yo, cut it out. Stop. Okay, first of all, it was a whole lot more people in here when I first got here. Cause I got I'm a vessel and Jesus about to speak through me. So I wanted to cover a lot more folks. But I guess it's snowing outside and it's cold, and people would rather be at the house watching Netflix on their day off. Okay? No, let's just gonna be honest. We're gonna be real. It's 2018. We're gonna stop playing. Okay? No, we all here trying to serve and trying to keep the MLK thing up, but low-key, we really want to be at the crib eating pizza pockets and whatnot. Okay? And just chilling, catching up on Atlanta Housewives or something. Okay? Let's just be 100. I want to thank everybody for coming out here. You Caucasians, thank y'all for sticking through. Okay? When Dante was up here, I thought y'all was leaving. All right? No, Dante came up here and scared the life out y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all just came to, be American, and join in the festivities. Y'all like the MLK speech like we do. You feel what I'm saying? It was for everybody, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics. You feel what I'm saying? White men and black men. You feel me? Dante done scared the hell out y'all. You know what I'm saying? He made you, all y'all gonna go get a blood transfusion when y'all leave here and everything. I'm gonna let you know, the Smile Hustler, I collect Caucasians like action figures, okay? I like the look of you. I gotta check my stable. I think I need one or two of you, all right? I'm just saying, and if y'all don't understand, on MLK Day and 2018, let me educate you real quick, everybody black. Yeah, you might not know this or not. I don't know, you go to Wayne State, I don't know what class you're taking, but you might want to check that biology, because we all black, okay? Everybody in here got this thing in them, it's called melanin. Yeah, melanin controls how light or dark you are. If you ain't look close enough, I'm a melanin overdose. Y'all melanin deficient. But we got it. You feel me? Now, if you shine a white light through a dark nothing, untitled, am I lying? You get what's called a spectrum. That's a rainbow. That means all the colors is in all of us. Real talk, since it's MLK Day, the only difference between us? The only difference between us and y'all, other than the fact y'all live in the suburbs and we in the city? Only difference is how we treat our drug addicted and alcoholic relatives. That's it. Y'all have an intervention in a hot minute. That's why they got that whole show. What is intervention or what? Season 8 now? Yeah, y'all have an intervention in a minute. Y'all don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's just another party for y'all. You feel me? Us, we turn ours into a workforce. Okay? Y'all know I ain't lying. We from Detroit. Come on. Am I lying? MC, you know I ain't lying. Come on. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but crackheads used to be the best workforce in the black community ever. Okay? No. It wasn't nothing like a crackhead uncle, you know what I'm saying, who could come fix your brakes, fix the shingles on your roof, pump out that water in the basement, you feel what I'm saying, and cut your grass, all for the low price of $10 and a 40, okay? You ain't lived till you had that type of workforce. I'm talking about my uncle fixed my brakes so good, hello, I took him to an authorized mechanic. He's sitting there trying to get the daggone thing off. Hey man, who put these on last time? I was like, my crackhead uncle. He said, well, what in the world did he use? I said, I don't know. All I saw him with was a tennis racket, some aluminum foil, and an old fork. And really it was a sport from KFC, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man, we all the same people. We all going through the same problems. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all ain't exactly rich. We ain't exactly poor. That's right in the middle. You feel what I'm saying? We're going through all the same things. Do y'all realize right now, y'all community just like ours, because y'all are missing good aunties and uncles just like us? Yeah, we used to have the greatest uncles and aunties. She got up here a minute ago, was talking about good old Detroit, you know what I'm saying? And all it did remind me of when I used to have good uncles and aunties in the street. We used to have good grandmamas. Remember the good grandmama? Used to tuck a 22 in her secret place before she went to the bank? They don't have grandmamas like that no more. That grandmama didn't walk with what, 4 miles an hour? Had that walker with the tennis balls on the front? You remember? But if you cross, you're going to get 2-2 in your tutu. Am I playing my line? Come on. We used to have great uncles. Uncles, oh man. Who remember the uncle used to come to the family get-together? Be loud as all get out. You didn't understand half the thing he was saying. But I'm talking about as soon as he get there, the family get-together turn all the way up. Remember that? He pull up in the driveway with his leg and get out the car. Give me $1. They don't even make uncles like that no more. Uncle's gone. Reason why? Because it's time for us to be them uncles. It's time for us to be them aunties. Come on. Everybody here from Detroit, from the land of hate. I'm sorry, it's the hater capital of America. Y'all was born right into it. You can't run from it. Y'all had them aunties, when your little cousin was born, always said some more crazy hate stuff. Coming there like, oh, is that the new baby? Oh man, look at that head, just like his daddy. That boy gonna have a big old water head, but he a blessing. Come on, you know you got an auntie like that. Still to this day, I had an auntie, she was color struck. Yeah, she was color struck. All she wanted was light-skinned kids over her house. That's it. You know what I'm saying? All us dark-skinned kids, we had to go down in the basement. Yeah, you come over her house, right there on the side though, she had like that chart, like that cedar point. It was like, if you are darker than this shade, go this way. I'm just saying, man. See, reason why they put me on this earth, God using me right now, is I'm trying to get this happiness back right. Come on, man. See, the world has forgot what it's about. It ain't about what side of the road you live on. It ain't about how much money you got, what car you drive, how much education. The thing is love. That's what it's about. See, Rose said it best. That dash in the middle, from the day you was born to the day you're gone, that's what's important. You don't get that dash unless you're getting out here and interacting and loving on folks. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody need that love. They did an experiment a long time ago with some babies. One baby, they just gave him everything it needed, milk, changed his diaper, patted it, burped it. The other one, they did all that and they loved on it. You know the one that didn't get no love died? Got everything it needed. Google it. You got a good phone. We need that love, man. We got to get back. That's what all of this is about. See, everything that's happening in the world right now is for God to inform you love must be put back in the game.
Come on, man.
Everything that's happening now is happening to help you understand love needs to be back in the game. The kids out here, look at these children here. Clap for these kids in here, man. All the kids retarded. Every single one of them retarded. They ain't got no good sense. They need us. They need our love. They need our guidance. Y'all know I ain't lying. Y'all see these kids out here? These kids think they hot stuff sweet all day long because they drawers match their hat and their shoes. And they make sure you can see it. That's incredible. Young ladies out here. I remember a time when young ladies used to, smell nice. They was made out of sugar and spice and all of that. I don't know what these young ladies made out of now. They made out of old rubber hoses and all types of stuff. I'm talking about these girls out here right now walking around here with hair bonnets on their head. I thought the hair bonnet was when you went to bed, not when you got up. I don't know about y'all, but I grew up at a time it was called Soul for 8 Saturday nights. Anybody know about a Soul for 8 Saturday night? A Soul for 8 Saturday night meant you sat on Saturday night before you went to church the next morning between your grandmama's big old thighs. She'd sit there, she had this thing called a hot comb, and she had one of them little hot warmer beds that she had on the table, and she pressing your hair out. No, she didn't put no hair weave in there. No, she wasn't giving you no extensions. You was gonna sit there, and she's gonna put that grease in your head and was gonna cook your head like bacon. And you better sit still. You better not fall asleep because you're going to have one of them birthmarks that don't never go away. Come on, somebody know what I'm talking about. Grandma like, hold your hand still. You better hold your hand still. I'll burn you. Then she rolled these big old plastic curlers, roll that hair up, put on that hair bonnet, and then that's how y'all learn how to sleep with your head off the bed and never get a crook in your neck. Come on. Now they walking around with the hair bonnet on all day long. At Secretary of State, Kroger, TJ Maxx, Walmart. Ain't got the nerve to have on pajamas and slippers. I'm like, you didn't have to rush. You could have took a shower. You could have took your time. It's just TJ Maxx. It'll be here. Everything's 70% off. I'm just saying, man, the world crazy now. Then they take the hair bonnet off, Untitled. Take the hair bonnet off, the hair still ain't done. What in the world? Why did you go through all that? What is you trying to prove? You lost your rabbit mind. I digress. I'm just a vessel. I'm a sinner, just like everybody in here. I ain't no different. Jesus just speaking through me. All I want to let y'all know is, love got to get back in the game. The game is not made for us to win it alone. Adam needed Eve. Hello? Cain needed Abel, but you know how that went. Noah put everybody on the ark. Hello? We got to get back to the love. I have pledged, not a New Year's resolution for the rest of my life, to keep pushing this love message. Till I leave this earth and return back to the dust, I'm pushing this love message. Because I come from love. I don't know about y'all, but my people come from that focus on cheese money. Okay? You don't know about it, we was moving bricks of cheese like bricks of cocaine. I said it. Okay? So I'm from that love. I'm VIP, born and raised, and I'm going to keep doing what I do. I need help. I'm a smile hustler. It's just a title. Anybody in here can be one. It's like Dr. Pepper. I'm a pepper. You a pepper. Untitled a pepper. Tom a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? And I'm going to ask y'all one question to get out of here. How much do smiles cost? And who ain't messing with somebody that can get you something for free? Hello. Come on. Be my friend. Smile Hustler 1 on Twitter, JD the Smile Hustler on Facebook, Smile Hustler on Instagram and Snapchat. I don't know why I'm on Snapchat, but I am on it. Holla at me. I'm out. Happy MLK Day. Let's keep this thing spreading, okay? Let's keep this thing moving. I love y'all. Please.
That love back in the game. Let's put love back in the game. One more time. Let's give it up for JD the Smile Hustler. Oh my God. I'm feeling good, man. You got me feeling really good right about now. Hey, you and Jesus got me feeling good right about now. In fact, I think I'm in this song. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonflies out in the sun, you know what I mean. Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done. That's what I mean. And this old world is a new world, and this bold world for me. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Whoa, freedom is mine. Whoa, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day.
That same subconscious.